favorite Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. I just read some very exciting news that the Adventure of the Luther Arkwright has been optioned for TV. They want, hopefully, it'll be a long-running show. So, what is the Adventure of the Luther Arkwright? Have you never heard of the Adventure? It is this. Actually, I have a copy right here. Well, here's one I made earlier. I didn't actually make it. It was actually made by the inestimable Bryan Talbot. The Adventure of Luther Arkwright is a absolutely fantastic piece of British genre entertainment that spanned 2 books. They're working on a 3rd one right now. It was from about the late 70s when it came out. It's completely revolutionary, completely awesome. It has been adapted as an audio production starring David Tennant, which is available really cheaply. So we're going to talk about everything about Luther Arkwright if you don't know about it. It's something that I really think that you want to know. And I think that we should be excited about. Oh, I have to tell you, in 2021, I am terrified of anything I love being adapted because most things I love that are made into TV shows are absolutely terrible. All right, are absolutely awful. Maybe this one will be good. Who knows? Or Deadstream. Anyway, before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That would be fan-dabby-double dozy. That would be fantastic. Could you hit the share button? Yeah, people should know. Let people know the wonders of the Rabbi from another planet. Like, share, subscribe. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, if you could consider hitting the subscribe button, that would be lovely. Thank you. I am ridiculously and pathetically grateful for everybody doing. And yeah, you know, that sounds like something I say by rote, but it's actually true. I am ridiculously and pathetically grateful. Like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, make sure you still subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think. I wonder if David Tennant will be tapped for the TV version. That would be freaking awesome. I imagine they're probably licking their lips in anticipation. Also, Paul Darrow was in the audio version. And he was fantastic in that. So like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. And if you want to be super nice, super nice, check out my Indiegogo. These are 2 comic books that I wrote and draw. And I think you can see how much I love British comic books. And why I do dig Bryan Talbot very much, and the whole genre of comic book that he came from. And this comic, Luther Arkwright, really kind of redefined the medium way before Alan Moore came along. So Alan Moore, Frank Miller, I think this is really something that we should all be paying attention to. Anyway, something you should pay attention to, my Indiegogo. 2 awesome graphic novels. We got biblical Bible stories for atheists, creationists, rationalists, and rogues. This is 220 pages long, 180 pages of story. I wrote and drew this. It's awesome, if I may say so myself. But I also happen to be right. It is awesome. It basically takes a bunch of stuff from the Bible you may have heard of before. Tower of Babel, the Flood, the Raven, Book of Jonah, all that stuff. Puts together in one, I like to think, seamless narrative. No preaching or polemics. At least, honestly, live the way you want, baby. Live the way you want. It's just a very, very biblically accurate tale, which I find reasonably compelling. And then we got The Imperium, a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s. I wrote this. Dominic Racho did the artwork. It's fantastic. Again, his artwork is it's much easier for me to gush about his work because it's really, really good. So basically, imagine James Bond, Emma Pill, Doctor Who, the Black Slap from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit, all in one reality-bending super group together. If you get both of them, you get a bunch of extras. You can buy the extras on on their own, but I would rather you buy the comic books. You get first you get this pin-up. All this artwork again is by Dominic Racho. If we hit $8 grand, I'm going to supersize it, make it into an A2 poster. We have, of course, a wonderful Leela from Doctor Who and Raquel Welch from A Million Years BC. Time Machine in the background, K9 in the foreground. Why? Why not? Why not? It's sexy genre. It's British fantasy. It's everything I love in one pin-up or poster, depending on where we end up with it. So you get that. You get a bunch of postcards. Art series called For the Male Gaze. We have Keeping the British End Up. We have Party Like It's 1999. We have Don't Even Think It's Citizen. We have No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. We have I Am Sensing Strong Emotions Captain. I Am Sensing Strong Emotions Captain. And we have The Forces is female. I'm going to be continuing this with my next campaign. I want to wrap up this campaign, and I've been saying this for like a month, and it's embarrassing, but I want to wrap up this campaign because I start my new one, and there's just a bunch of stuff I want to, like, you know, I'm going to continue this for the male gaze thing. Barbarella is coming. Flash Gordon, what's her name? Orlena Muti. Is that her name? Oh god, she was gorgeous. That's the coming. These are all coming, as I'm sure you will be when you make this purchase. So yeah, I would say experiences may vary. If we get $8,000, everybody gets it. I'm at 7.5 right now. Everybody gets this this A2 poster. It's 18 by 22, 24. There's this one, The Eyes Have It. There's this one, A Bohemian in Time and Space, and this one, which I need to do a bit more work on. It's Forever Young. It's Tom Baker and Sarah Jane Smith. Yeah, I see how I mix those two names together. Traveling forever in the TARDIS, growing old together. Their hairlines a bit wrong. I just realized the hair looks a bit like a helmet. We've got to rein that in a teeny tiny bit, and then I think, oh man, will this be a better picture? This will be. So I hopefully I'm gonna find time to get to this today. That is what I'm hoping for. So as I said, go ahead, check it out. Thank you very, very much. So what else are we going to check? We're going to check out The Adventures of Luther Arkwright. So yeah, this is a pretty good. This is a audio adaptation of it. I'm putting this up because it's a pretty good poster. And it essentially says what it is. So what is The Adventures of Luther Arkwright? So this will be in the early 80s. Must be the early 80s. I was a young whippersnapper. I must have been, what, about 12 maybe. Back in the day, we used to have this shop called Forbidden Planet. It was a teeny tiny little comic book store in central London, just off Denmark Street. Around the corner was Forbidden Planet 2, mainly dealt with science fiction movies and stuff. Anyway, there was a signing one time when the artist for Nemesis the Warlock, a strip that was in 2000 AD, the new artist, Kevin O'Neill, started, and then a new artist took over, Bryan Talbot. And that's the first time I met Bryan Talbot. And I really liked his work. His volume on Nemesis that he was brought in because he was very good at doing it. It didn't even have a name at the time. Like steampunks, steampunk-ish type of feel, because that was the world that it was set on. When I was there, he signed it. I started in chatting, and he sold me. Well, not this version. This is like the American-sized version. He sold me the original version, which is a third of this. This was this is all 3 volumes of the first book that he put out. So I mean, the first volume, right, which was again much bigger, British-sized comic. It was awesome. It was one of the first mature comics that I think was ever produced and I ever read. It had like sophisticated science fiction and fantasy themes. It had sexuality, and it had it was basically like a mature movie. Basically what we get today, but it was 50 years ahead of its time. It was a story of a parallel dimension jumping agent called Luther Arkwright, who could slip seamlessly through the parallels. So basically, you get all these different versions of Earth. You get like Cromwellian Earth. You get and you get them for a page. You get them for 100 pages, and these are just beautifully drawn by Bryan Talbot. The first book, the first volume of it is in black and white, and this is a pin-up he did for. I remember this when he did. This was for the UK Comic Art Convention from, I'm going to say, '84. But you see, like the very fine inking style and brushwork, which is throughout the black and white. The first volume, which is black and white. The second volume, Heart of the Empire, which is I would say is slightly more inferior, a slightly more inferior sequel, somewhat unnecessary sequel, is all in color, and it's much more like this kind of style, which the line work's a lot more solid. And a lot more work is done by by the colors. So anyway, so this is just a wonderful world that Bryan Talbot created and built up. And everybody said, "Oh, wouldn't this be great as a TV show, as a movie, as a TV show?" At one point, I believe Heath Ledger was sort of connected to it, but now it's been optioned for TV, which I think is probably where it's best at, because it's a very sprawling saga. And also, you should know this: Bryan Talbot now is working on a third volume. There's normally about 20 years between each volume. So the first one was done. He started it in the early 80s, and then he did the first third of it, and they had to stop on this incredible cliffhanger where the main character looks like he's been, just been killed, and pretty much he keeps going. I read in the 5 years or so it took before he did the second volume, he kept saying, "Yeah, no, he's dead. No, he's been killed." He went around telling everybody that. Essentially, he was right. Then I think in the when the comic book industry caught up with him by the late 80s, early 90s, I think Dark Horse then picked it up, and they did they finished off the story. Then several years later, 2005, this was an audio adaptation was released. This is great, by the way. This is absolutely fantastic, this adaptation. It's a 3-disc set. It's got a great cast. As I said, it's David. Let's look at the cast. David Tennant as Luther Arkwright, Paul Darrow from Blake 7 as Cromwell, Siri O'Neill as Rose. Oh, look at that, the Rose in it. Who is it? Anybody else I recognize in it? It's a great cast. It's a great little book. It's a great little release as well. Only $5, really? It's only $5. It's so worth it. This is so worth $4.99 of your money because again, it's a great story. I prefer the comic, quite frankly. So this is only on the adaptation of the first volume, not the second volume. Again, somewhat inferior, Heart the Empire. But now, excitingly, it's coming to TV. So let's read the press release. Bryan Talbot's Luther Arkwright heading to TV. Fans now. I think it's more than just being optioned, because they think they really are pushing ahead of it. The Judge Dredd TV show has been heading to TV for about 5-10 years now, and it's not coming. It's not gonna. This gets a feeling of a production actually, underway. Fine. Fans of the award-winning comic creator Bryan Talbot's groundbreaking graphic novel series of Luther Arkwright will be delighted to hear that Bridger TV production company Three River Studios, who did The Great Martian War and Trackers. I hope The Great Martian War isn't that awful adaptation of War of the Worlds they did about a year ago. Okay, we're gonna do a live bit of googling to find out. Let's say Three River Studios. Let's see if we can find what this is. Three River Studios, because that looked fantastic. Looked absolutely fantastic. Was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Let's see if is this it? Oh God, I hope it's not the one I'm thinking of. The Great Martian War. No. Okay, fine. Oh, I'm relieved. When would this come out? This looks really cool. So I've seen something like this where it looks like archive footage of people fighting Martian killing machines in World War I. I didn't know they made it into a full thing. So I wonder when this is good. When is this out? When is it out? I don't know. I'm going to check it out. I will check it out. But anyway, that looks pretty good. They look like they might be a good studio for this. They look like they're a real company. So I think this actually might go down. Has optioned the rights to develop, finance, and produce a live-action returnable TV series. What does returnable mean? Fortunately, they tell us in the next line. A returnable series is one producers hope will be proved long-running. Over multiple seasons as opposed to a limited mini-series. So this really does have Game of Thrones type appeal, right? Because it's got a good main central story. This first book, easily broken into 2 or 3 seasons. You could probably do more. And then there's Heart the Empire. Again, that's another 2 or 3 seasons. I think this is easily 5 seasons worth of material. And then again, there's a sequel they're doing right now. The Legacy of Luther Arkwright is on to page 155, I think. The whole thing is written penciled and he's inking it. He's on to page 155 as of the other day for the sequel. The first Arkwright story was published in 1978. It was unrecognizable from how it ended up. It was essentially a rip-off of Michael Moorcock's Dimension Hopping Cornelius. The character developed his own personality over time, but I think it was in Sounds magazine. And it is an adventure spanning the entire multiverse that now encompasses a new story, The Legend of Luther Arkwright, due for release in 2022, which I'm really excited about. The story has previously been adapted as an audio drama starring David Tennant and Paul Darrow. Don't forget Paul Darrow. The story is psychic secret agent Luther Arkwright, aided by fellow telepath Rose Wild, has the ability to move between parallels, battling the malign influence of the Disruptors, a group that have mandated humanity throughout history. So yeah, these Disruptors, and you find out more about who they are as you know the story progresses, and more about who Luther Arkwright is as the story goes on. I don't want to spoil it because it's really good. It's actually really genuinely very, very, very good. The good guys have managed to create one parallel dimension without their influence, which is just like, you know, super advanced and everything. But you know, you do get little snippets from all these other parallels, and you see like things like Prime Minister David Bowie assassinated, and things like just over and over again. There's tons of them. It's just like this incredible outpouring of really cool creativity. Variety reports that the series is being produced by Jonathan Drake, CEO and founder of Three River Studios, with Talbot attached as executive producer. He's making some money out of it. I'm very happy to hear that. Three River Studios develops and sells and produces primetime television programs and has a majority stakeholder in production. Indian Possible Factual. No idea what that means. The company also brokers financing for TV productions via co-productions, pre-sales, and incentive financing on behalf of its own production companies for third-party producers, both factual and factual drama genres. Drake has over 20 years experience in the media business. His last 10 years being an independent TV sector. God, I hate it when they use the word sector. It sounds so corporate. Formerly managing director of Impossible Pictures Limited. He was responsible for bringing together funding for many blue chip factual shows such as Prehistoric Park, showed on ITV, Perfect Disasters, World War II, The Last Heroes, Channel 4, Canada C4, as well as the ITV's Primeval and Sky One Sinbad. Okay, so this guy looks like he's a perfect casting for this because he does historical, factual dramas, and again, what makes Luther Arkwright work because it feels so real, right? It felt much more world building and real than something like Man in the High Castle, which I didn't really buy into that world. But this, like, each world he creates, which he does, like, they're throwing them out, is very solid, right? So, and also they have like the sci-fi stuff, Sinbad and Primeval. Bryan Talbot's work is everything that science fiction should be, Drake told Variety. He stands at the very beginning of the tradition. They gave us the likes of Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, Garth Ennis. His works were then and remain now cutting edge. Yeah, he was the first, right? He was really the first to do sophisticated adult comics. When I say adult, I don't mean pornographic, even though, again, quite a lot of sex in a lot of it. Luther Arkwright did get about a bit. The original Luther Arkwright is unique for its time in being aimed squarely at adult readers, okay, we're all agreeing, with a rich, sophisticated visual style and echoes some great auto-fit filmmakers. It thrills, challenges readers, and makes you think. Yeah, but also delivers like big budget sci-fi action. You know, is there any like pages I can show here which shows like the just incredible battle sequences? You have like these oh, this page is just beautiful. Look at this page. Now, what can I get here? Absolutely, just like there's so much, you know, iconography. I think that's what we're going through this. Just, you know, fantastic stuff. They've got these wonderful flying fortresses in there. Just, yeah, I do. If I haven't been overly clear, I do quite like this. Luther is it makes you think. It does make you think. Luther's unique status as a traveler between parallel realities and his savior-like qualities might liken him to Doctor Who, but an R-rated version that doesn't shy away from sex, politics, and the grim realities of violence he added. I'm just really hope that it doesn't go 2021. It keeps the it keeps that level of sophistication that goes through the original comic, or indeed the audio production, which is again $4.99. Freaking awesome value. I'm really excited that Three Rivers is working on a TV adaptation of Luther Arkwright stories, says Bryan. With digital technology at disposal and a genuine love for the original, I'm very much looking forward to the series. But I hope they genuinely do love the original. These are Hollywood people. Hollywood people are bad people, and they lie a lot. Bryan Talbot's works have been published over 20 countries, and he is the winner of many comic awards, including Eisner Awards, the pre-SNCF, and several Eagle Awards, having been working in the medium for over 30 years. It's more than 30 years. It was the 80s, and we're over 40 years, right? Over 40 years. Recognized as one of the most influential comic artists ever, Bryan has produced underground alternative comics, notably. Yeah, that's the great thing. He was really at the forefront of the underground, and he came into the mainstream via 2000 AD, which still kept kind of underground, had that nice underground vibe going. Bryan has produced underground alternative comics, notably Brainstorm, and science fiction superhero stories such as Judge Dredd, Nemesis the Warlock, Technopage, and Naz. The Naz was awesome. It was crazy and awesome. Batman Legend of the Dark Knight. Bryan's also worked on DC Vertigo titles like Hellblazer, Sandman. His Sandman books are really good. He did an issue of Sandman set in ancient Rome, which was just wonderful. That's just one. That's a great coming together. Neil Gaiman and Bryan Talbot. That's a great combination. The Dreaming and Fables. He has written and drawn graphic novels for which he is best known. The Adventure of Luther Arkwright, Heart of the Empire, the sequel, Tale of One Bad Rat, beautiful. Alice in Sunderland. That one isn't linear, and it's really clever. It's really clever. Metronome, and is working with his wife Mary, daughter of her father's eyes, which won the Costa Biography Award in 2013. The red version and Vision of Utopia and Rain. I don't know any of those ones. Bryan Talbot's highly acclaimed Granville series is a steampunk detective thriller with animals. Was completed in 2018. I didn't know he wrapped that up. But yeah, he was doing steampunk before steampunk was steampunk. It's like he is like the granddaddy of steampunk, and he's so good at it. Bryan has been awarded an honorary doctorate of arts by Sunderland University and honorary doctor letters by Northumbria University, and has been elected as fellow of the Royal Society. While it should be noted that it has not been committed for production, there are plenty of British comic properties that have been optioned over the years, never to progress further. The concept behind Luther Arkwright plugs into the current popular fantasy SF dramas, enjoying strong followings thanks to streaming services such as Netflix. So fingers crossed, this one will go ahead. It would be a tragedy if it doesn't go ahead. It would be kind of insane that if it doesn't go ahead. But then again, we don't have a Judge Dredd series either. You know, how insane is that? I mean, like in a time where television production only is interested in things with guaranteed audiences, and they really are. They're only interested. There's no Judge Dredd, but this thing's going to be awesome. I really do hope it gets made. It'd be great to see if David Tennant does the TV version, and I imagine they would be sniffing around his agent for that as well. What if David Tennant does get attached? I'm just seeing the date on that piece of artwork. It's from '86. If David Tennant does get attached, then it's greenlit. Then it's going to happen, right? There's no question it's going to happen. Who knows? Who knows what dares to dream? You know, this is just for me. this for me is very exciting news. If you don't know Luther Arkwright, go check it out. Go buy the comic book. It's really good. It's really, really, genuinely very good. Go buy the audio. It's $4.99. It's again, I really recommend that highly. And I think I think it's something that you may well enjoy. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.